Alright, man. I don't really know where to start this video. I'm not gonna lie. But we're just gonna start at the very beginning, I guess. So, I was actually playing on my friend's accounts for a while because of the fact that people would snipe me. People would snipe the hell out of me, bro. And it gets so irritating when you're just playing the hood, trying to chill, or just trying to 1v1 a couple people, and you get sniped, and it's just people killing you, stomping you, saying forward, blah, 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 whatever their name is, you know what I'm saying? It gets so irritating. So I was on her account playing, you know what I'm saying, minding my own business, when Angels actually joined, and someone was like, "Oh, who's that influencer?" And I was like, "Oh, that's Angels," you know what I'm saying? Because I know who Angels is. Before I was, you know what I'm saying, creating content, I was watching Angels and Curly and Jaya, especially Jaya, you know what I'm saying? Jaya shit was hella clean. And I was like, she's one of the e-girl content creators like Jaya and shit like that, like one of the only YouTube ones. So she actually like saw me whenever I was saying that, and she goes, "Girl," or something like that. Like she was like, she was like, "Girl," or something like that, right? I don't know why it's not displaying over my head, but yeah, she was like that, and then she was like, I was like, I wanted to, and I was like, what do you mean, girl? What's your problem? So I was just as a girl because I was on Shay's account, right? I was like, what are you talking about? What are you yapping about? And it's just like, ain't nobody an e-girl or something like that, like having like an attitude. And I was like, hey, what are you yapping about, bro? Like, what do you mean ain't nobody e-girl? Like, why is you yapping? Like, just like basically having an attitude type shit. I don't remember exactly what it said. I think I might have a clip or might, like, you know what I'm saying, like a little screenshot of what she said. But she was basically just yapping, getting like a little attitude because I said e-girl. I'm like, it's whatever. Like, so I just shot her because she was like bugging. And I was bored anyways. I wanted to fight people. So we started fighting, right? Dude. It was a 1v1. Her little friend jumped in, right? So my girlfriend at the time was dead ass in the server, and she fucked the other girl up, and I fucked Angels up, and we stomped them. That's when they started headless abusing, right? It was a 2v2 at first. Keep in mind, they was headless abusing, we wasn't, and we were still winning. So that wasn't enough for them. I called out that she was headless abusing, called it embarrassing, and she went back to not headless abusing. But her other friend was still headless abusing. So I got a couple of the clips on these motherfuckers. I'm gonna put them up on screen while I'm just talking. You know what I'm saying? They're not. You know what I'm saying? They're not that good. The clips, not the people. The clips aren't that good. But yeah, so they started losing this shit to me and my girlfriend at the time, and that's just getting cooked. So that ended up calling more people, like the one friend group, and just I believe a couple of her friends. And I'll let you put up on screen me talking to Chargy about it, because Chargy was in here as one Chargy, and he was helping Angels. And I was like, that's mad cringe, like, you know what I'm saying, that you're going against a nigga like that, but it's cool, you know what I'm saying, because apparently she called one, because Santos was in here, Charge was in here, and a couple other people was in there helping her. Keep in mind, it started off as a 2v2, right? And she called more people because she was losing. Very embarrassing. So after about 30 minutes of us getting, you know what I'm saying, of us raiding and shit, like 10 minutes, like last 10 minutes, we was getting fucked up because there was just more people and more people and more people. And we couldn't like handle that shit, right? Because they just kept calling more. And so eventually, she kept yapping. She was yapping, like, oh, if you want a PS, DM me at distress. So I'm like, I bet I'll DM her, right? So I added her on my old. I didn't want her to know it was me. You know what I'm saying? Because if she knew it was me, maybe she, you know what I'm saying, something different could have happened. And I'm glad, you know what I'm saying, that I didn't add her on my main, because I don't want nothing different to happen. She was like ducking for a fat minute. I asked her for the PS, and she was like not sitting there for like a good like 20 minutes, right? I was like dead ass waiting. We were still in the server just fighting. And I go like, why? Like, it was Wise Dodge. And then she's like, huh? Question mark. I'm gonna put the screenshots up on the screen. She was just being like really toxic and shit, calling me a male. She was calling my girlfriend at the time a male and shit like that when we was both wearing girl avatars and shit. And it's like, really, dude? Like, the toxicity is like, it's crazy. Basically, after that, she was like, oh, I'm finna send the PS, right? I'm finna send the PS. And I just kept asking her for the PS. And she was like, oh, talk on VC, you man, or something like that. And I was like, nah, like, stop bugging me about it, send the PS. So after like 10 minutes, she finally sent the PS, right? So I'm like, alright, bet, cool. So I joined the PS, and instantly I noticed that she's a male avatar. I'm like, what? Male avatar. So I DM'd her about it. I'm like, yo, why you blocky? She goes, oh, I play better blocky. Like I'm saying, as somebody who actually was watching Angels back in the day, and Curly and shit, and like all them other DS YouTubers, I know, you know what I'm saying, what she used to play. Like, I know how she used to play, nigga. Like, nigga, I used to be a fan type shit. I ain't gonna lie, I used to be a fan. I ain't no shame in my game. But yeah, I ain't never really heard of her playing blocky before. I don't know her personally, maybe she did that shit recently, but on the videos, I ain't never seen that shit. So I was already skeptical. I figured from the jump that she had somebody on her account. So the first 1v1 was actually, but she said it didn't count because she wasn't ready, whatever. So we're going to the second 1v1, which is the actual first official one. And I'm finna put it up on the screen right now. The minute that I had this 1v1, I was dead ass skeptical. I should have clipped it because she did not hit nothing like that in the public. right? And this was same ping because they were both Ashburn servers, right? The server that she sent me the PS was the Ashburn, and the server that we was in was the Ashburn. So I asked her to clip and send it to me. She said okay. Then we goes into the second 1v1, which I'm gonna put up on the screen right now. And this one she didn't miss no shots neither. She hit both their shots, and she hit all 3 shots in the last one. So there's 2 1v1s where she was hitting everything, right? So we have a third 1v1, and I get like, I think I get like a couple revved and then one tapped. It didn't really look like locked, but I ended up asking her to send me clips, and she wasn't really responding. So I DM'd one of my mod friends. I'm not gonna say no names. You know what I'm saying? I DM'd one of my mod friends. I said, yo, what's going on? I got Angels on my PS, and I'm pretty sure she's in Jack. He goes, all right, you know what I'm saying? That's cool. Send me the PS, right? So I sent him the PS, and he ends up getting kicked 10 seconds after he joins, right? He was interviewing Angels and ends up getting kicked. You know what I'm saying? And it's an obvious mod, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I'm saying? He got like the Dahood stars ref jersey on and shit like that. So I was like, yo, can you send me the clips? And she goes, oh, I gotta trim them. I'll send them to you later. So I'm like, okay. It takes like, you know what I'm saying, 20 seconds to trim, 20 seconds to send. You're wasting less than a minute on this, right? So I'm like, whatever. I was like, okay, do that. But I was like, yo, can you send me the new PS link? Because she actually changed the link after she kicked the mod ult. I was like, my mans want to join and I don't want to screen share and shit. So she's like, okay, yeah, I'll send you the new PS. So she sends me the new PS, and she ends up leaving and rejoining the game. You know what I'm saying? We peep and we're like, yo, I was like, why did Angels leave? And she goes, one of her friends go, oh, she lagged out. Really? She lagged out? That's the best excuse you come up with? So she rejoined literally like seconds later type shit, but she quote unquote lagged out. Rejoined seconds later, and we was already ready to 1v1, right? And just keep in mind, this is the 4th 1v1 because we already had 3. So she was being interviewed by the mod obviously the account that she allowed in there, and she was missing everything. She wasn't hitting shit. I'm gonna put the clip on the screen. She was like dead missing everything. She was not hitting shit. I almost came back low key. I believe it was 3-5 or 4-5. I can't remember what the exact score was. I'm not gonna lie to you. 3-5, 4-5, something like that. But she actually won. As she should. She had a 3 lead. But look, here's where the kicker comes, right? I asked her for the clips, and she just told me that she doesn't clip the hood. To which I was kind of skeptical because I'm like, what do you mean you don't clip the hood? You told me that you clipped it and that you would trim it and you send it later. And she didn't have any clips. So after that, she sends me a little thing saying, oh, I don't even know why you would accuse me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even good enough. It shows me that she doesn't even clip the hood, right? It shows me that her last clip is like in August or something. So I'm like, okay. We figured we had some good amount of proof, so we actually sent it to other, you know what I'm saying, other mods to let them review the shit. And it was like, you know what I'm saying, just seeing basically what was going on. A couple of days later, we got something back. You know what I'm saying? Here's the bigger kicker. You know what I'm saying? The last one was a kicker. You know what I'm saying? She didn't have no clip. She lied about the clip. Here's the bigger kicker. We actually figured out that somebody was playing on her account for her. Multiple people have access to her account and are playing on her account for her in things like 1v1s and getting clips and etc, etc. The biggest kicker, they was actually locking. Yeah. So remember that first clip that I talked about when she hit the 3 dB in the attack or 2 dB in the attack? Yeah, I'm gonna put that up on the screen now. As you can see, this is silent name. It's blatant silent name, and I think it's just crazy how you can be someone of like such big like importance in the Dahood community as like Angels is, and just kind of do this lame shit. And it's like, on top of you being toxic, you were also lying about being good and locking. So it's like, you kind of just look like a hypocrite, like a loser hypocrite. You know what I'm saying? She was calling me bad, calling me trash, calling me a male and shit, calling my girlfriend at the time a male, calling, you know what I'm saying, being mad toxic, saying, oh, you trash, you suck, you bad, blah, 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 blah. Can you show me one clip where I was saying that though? To me, it really is embarrassing. I don't think people like this should even have checkmark. I'm not gonna lie, she hasn't posted in like 3 months. I don't think personally that she should have checkmark, but I think they made an exception just because, you know what I'm saying, of how like important she was like on the earlier 2022 2021 the hood community, you know what I'm saying, and how she still can actively post and pull a good amount of views, like 10k views, which isn't a bad amount of views at all. She was actually banned for this. She was banned for letting people on her account and letting them lock on her account and stuff like that. She'll probably buy an unban. I don't see why she wouldn't. But I really am just disappointed in this influencer and Angels. I really am disappointed, like heavily. And Angels, I know you're gonna see this video and you're probably saying, oh, I don't care about this, I don't care about that. But in reality, bro, if you didn't care, you wouldn't be watching the video. In reality, if you didn't care, you wouldn't have someone get on your account to lock on me because you knew you were gonna lose in a 1v1. If you didn't care, you wouldn't be doing any of this. People who don't care don't go the extra mile. And that's really sad to me. That you went the extra mile to get someone on your account just to lock for you and still get caught. That's the sad part. So now, since you were toxic to me, I'm gonna be toxic to you. Eat that fucking ban. Get back. And let me know whenever you do want to run it back. Cause yeah, I want you to screen share. Really embarrassing though. Really embarrassing. I think that's really all for today though. I don't really got nothing else to say about this situation other than the fact that I'm heavily disappointed in this influencer, man. So if you guys enjoyed this video, I would say just like, subscribe. Please don't send any hate to Angels, you know what I'm saying? I'm not asking y'all to go to her page and just start hating and shit. Don't send no hate. This video isn't to just like, you know what I'm saying, just bring Angels down. It's to really just show awareness about like how people can really be behind these closed doors, behind this YouTube shit. Like niggas are really, you know what I'm saying, on some different shit. It's crazy, bro. Join my Discord, join my clothing group. I don't really like plugging shit, you know what I'm saying, in an expose video, I guess you want to say it, but it's whatever, bro. Learn from your mistakes, Angel. That's all I gotta say. That being said, God bless you. I love you. God loves you. Yeah. Peace.